In this video, we're going to be talking about what the health department looks at when they inspect your flooring at your facility. In this video, we're going to be talking about what the health department looks at when they inspect your flooring at your facility, because most all localities will come out about 2 to 4 times annually to inspect your floor. There's different things that they look at, and we just kind of want to cover those different things that they're looking for.
We get many calls from people that are desperate to fix their Neverlast floors because the health departments come at them.
Just in case people don't know what Neverlast floor is, it's a floor that doesn't last. We actually made a video on Neverlast floors. It's floors like rubber and tile, sheet vinyl, and even some people put cementitious urethane on the floor, which is really just concrete. It's not even really a floor. The cementitious urethane floors, they're porous, so they hold a lot of microbes and bacteria in them. The tile gets cracked and the grout joints wear out, and so it can harbor a lot of bacteria, and plus it's a trip hazard. And a lot of times they'll sheet rubber floors, the seams will pop apart and stuff gets up underneath them, things like that. We've actually brought a little pile of some things from different health departments from all over the country. We want to kind of look to see what they all say, kind of show you that there's kind of a general consensus among the different governmental agencies that regulate this. We're going to show you what they look for to help you better plan to get the right floor for your facility.
The reason why it's important is in kitchens you're serving food, you get stuff that's dropped on the floor, there's bacteria to deal with, there's water, and that's a constant issue in kitchens.
Here's a health document from California. Floor material retail, food facility information. You need an appropriate floor, wall, ceiling finishes, promote good sanitation. Sanitation is important. Components of public health protection. So disease outbreaks that have been linked to harmful microorganisms growing on finishes. It's easier to monitor and clean these finishes and more likely to get this task done regularly and properly. This is important since failure to keep a food facility clean is a major cause of vermin, rodents and insects.
Now notice one thing on this document too here where it says that the seamless poured epoxy has to be a minimum of 3/16 inches thick, and it says note, seamless poured epoxy is not paint. So I know we have some other videos where we'll explain this a little bit, but a lot of people think an epoxy floor can be a paint, but it actually has to be thick, and a paint is not thick enough. And even according to this document from California, that it has to be 3/16 of an inch thick at least to be even, otherwise the health department's gonna make you do something about it.
Typically it's not accepted by health departments, it's too thin. You're maybe looking at maybe 10 mils thick. It usually lasts maybe, if you're lucky, 6 months. It's certainly not sanitary, and it certainly won't last long, and you'll end up redoing it constantly. And there's always that time in between where it's chipping up. And if anybody sees your kitchen, let alone all the bacteria and stuff that's soaking into it, into your substrate, if anybody sees that, it's going to be a turnoff.
Plus, like when hot things get dropped on it, a floor absorbs it with mass. So a paint is so thin that the hot materials that drop on it, there's not enough thermal absorbent. And so then the paint will actually just kind of get soft and wear off, and while people are walking around preparing food, they'll walk the paint right off the floor, and eventually there's just nothing there. And in a kitchen, it happens in a very short amount of time.
It'll never last.
So we've got another good document that I think is worth talking about. This one is from Texas Health Department, and it says in food and beverage preparation areas, storage areas, utensil washing areas, all walk-in refrigerated units and restrooms, floors must be constructed of smooth, durable material that's cleanable and impervious to liquids. Surfaces shall be maintained in good repair. Well, if you've got cracks, chips, and your feet literally taking the paint off as you walk on it, that's not okay.
Yeah, it sounds like the same thing that they say in these other states.
Right, and how it says that the surfaces shall be maintained in good repair, they actually look at the condition of your flooring. So if you have tile and the tile's cracking or chipping, or if your rubber is peeling open, they're going to make you fix it, because not only do they want you to have a good floor, but it has to be in good order.
All right, so I think we can all agree that health departments are on the same page. Here's another excerpt from New York. So all floorings covered in food preparation, food storage, utensil washing areas, and walk-in refrigeration units, dressing rooms, toilet rooms, vestibules must be smooth, non-absorbent, easily cleanable, and durable. That sounds like Everlast. But it says approved anti-floor or anti-slip floor covering may be used in high-traffic areas only. Coving at base junctures should be compatible to both floor and wall covering and provide at least 1/4 inch radius. That all seems pretty logical to me, but I know that you guys have the more in-depth.
Yeah, notice where they said that the anti-slip can only be in the traffic areas and not under equipment. We've noticed when we went through a few of these health department documents, they're consistent that way. The way ours is we can put anti-slip only where they walk, and this is easy to clean right here, very smooth underneath equipment. You get up here where people walk around and you've got your anti-skid, and that can be placed after the fact right exactly where you need it, so it's real versatile. And if you were to do a remodel on your kitchen, it could be changed up, whereas if you had abrasive tile, for example, there would be a lot of work to change it up if they wanted to move something.
The document from Florida that I have says it all. Keep floors repaired and clean them daily.
Yeah, that's simple enough. That sounds like Florida. They like our independent restaurant customers, because our independent restaurant customers are very meticulous about keeping their floors clean. They care about them. You know, some of them big chains restaurants, they kind of forget about it. They don't care as much. And so, but our independent restaurants, they take such pride in it, and so that's probably why they do so well in Florida.
Overall, it's going to be the cleanliness of the thing. I mean, that's numero uno, it seems like. There's obviously the long-lasting part of it too, but being clean, of course, you got your customers if they're seeing it. It's kind of a direct representation of the restaurant itself.
Well, let's see what San Diego requires through their health inspections. The floor surfaces of a food establishment must be durable, cleanable, and impervious to water, food byproducts, and chemicals used on the floor for cleaning or other purposes.
Speaking of San Diego, I believe we have a letter here somewhere from the health department stating that the Everlast would be a good floor to use.
Oh yeah, it says that our floor is an acceptable finish material for San Diego. I mean, as you know, in California, they're strict about that stuff. So that's pretty cool you got that.
We sent them samples and the information, and so they were able to see it in its entirety.
Well, we've gone through some documents from a lot of different health departments, and it seems like they're consistent. They want it to be impervious to moisture so that you know, bacteria and the food particles and all that stuff can't get in there and grow. They want it to be slip resistant in the traffic areas and also extra easy to clean underneath the equipment. They want it to be smooth and durable and in good repair.
It's okay, you can just say they want Everlast.
So if your floor doesn't meet this criteria, it will never last.
The health inspectors are not going to pass you. It's as simple as that.
Hey, if you like this video and you want to learn more, feel free to give us a call or visit our website.